and then no one says, let's do a film or a television. You think no one ever says that? I get the offers all the time. I'll get offers again here for the 20th anniversary. I was just talking to my agent about it the other day. Here's the thing about that. And the rights did belong to, I did option the rights to Fox Television Studios for almost 10 years, eight years or something. Fox Television Studios had the rights to all of my books. But I wouldn't move forward because you get paid for that regardless. So it's like free money just for them to hold on to the rights, which worked out great. And I was also working with the president doing spec scripts for other stuff. So it was all just money, another stream of income. But I would never want to move forward because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to make a film or a TV show. It doesn't make any, it has never made any sense to me, and it doesn't make any sense to me right this minute, but we're closer to it making sense. 20 years ago, it didn't make any sense. Why would I be 25 years old and haven't had and this is based on my real life. Why would I then shoot my wad really early? What I think a lot of people don't understand is the long game. What I think a lot of people have a hard time doing is being patient. What a lot of people have a hard time doing is thinking that just because I'm hot right now, I better jump on it now because I may not be hot tomorrow. I don't think people understand longevity and painstaking planning of things. If something is based on my real life, why would I make a film about that when I'm 25 or 26 or 27 when there's no character arc? So how does that movie end? How does that end? Where am I at the end of it? How is that inspirational? How do you see the 25-year-old me? How do you see that story ending? If I'm 30, if I'm 35, how does that story end? Is it inspirational enough yet? So what you got to do is you got to hold on, easy, steady, be steady, slow and steady. I'm not in a race with anybody. I'm chilling. I'm obviously don't give a shit about nothing. So I'm going to wait because my life is always my life. That book is always going to be there. That book is going to print probably forever. That's going to go down in fucking history. It's in the Library of fucking Congress. I don't have to worry about that. So why am I rushing when there's no character arc? And as somebody who writes scripts for a living or who used to, character arcs can be super important. So how do we end that film 10 years ago? How do we end it 20 years ago? That's not inspirational yet. Don't you want to see the entire arc? Don't you want to see a 40, 50-year arc? Don't you want to see 50-year-old me walk off into the sunset completely fucking happy and healthy and whole? Right? So whether it's film or television, you want to wait. I want to wait because it's based on actual events. I want to wait until I feel there is the proper arc. And even in doing series, that's not a guaranteed pickup. So you can do 1 or 2 seasons and still not get picked up and then still not be able to have that arc. Again, I worked in television for Fox Television Studios for 8 years. So I already see how all of that works. So now I want to wait until later when I'm ready. And when it happens, it's not going to be like the book at all. You're not going to get the same thing in a TV video. You're not going to get the same thing in a movie. That's stupid. Why would I write the exact same thing for a book that's 20 years old, 25 years old by that point, maybe 30 years old by that point? Why would I then turn that exact thing into film and television? Because to keep it a buck, the scripts have already been written and they're continuing to be written. I have that. But I'm not going to let them go until I see the character arc. And then why would I write the scripts exactly like the book? Because you've already read the book. So why do you need to read the book and then see the movie? It's so old already. The information is so old. So the key is not to write about what I've already written. The key is to write about things that I haven't written about yet. To keep your interest. Because if you think you know how this movie, film, whatever is going to go, to a TV or this series or film is going to go, you're going to, I know what happens next. I read that book 10 times. I don't have to watch it. I know what happens. Oh yeah, I know what he says. He says this, and then she does that. Why would I do that? That's dumb. So I am not going to give you what you think you're going to get, and I'm not going to give it to you when you want it. I'll give it to you when I feel like doing it. And that's how that works. So I'm not in a rush, chilling. Can we get some West Indian recipes? No. I'm not your recipe girl. Would you create journals for us to get into the habit of writing? But I already have. Sin! I just had to pop in to see your face. Yeah, remember, you just gotta be here. You gotta be here. Good to see you this morning/afternoon. Create journals. So inside I've already had journals. There's a guided journal. Okay. Whew. All right. So inside A Life Well Lived, there is a section called Writing to Heal. Well, that's what it was called before. I think it's called something else now. But in the workbook, I then give you a guided journal for the month that we're doing that. And every day for that month, it gives you something to help you kind of journal. There is a study, there's a professor called Dr. Penbaker over at, I think, USC, that did this study here locally about how writing 20 minutes a day, guided journaling 20 minutes a day, every day actually heals, has been proven to heal emotional pain and suffering, and in some ways physical pain and suffering when that pain and suffering is attached to your emotional pain and suffering. Because some of your physical pains, as you know, is trauma, things like this built up in the body, whatever, and it's all connected. So that is... Write Your Way into Healing. It's going to be our 11th chapter. So that's going to happen in November. But there is a journal inside the workbook for that chapter. And that chapter gives you the guidelines, gives you kind of like how to do it. And then here we go week by week and we go by things that you're going to write every day that week. So there's 7 things, 7 prompts. So in the workbook, there's actually pages for that. So you already have it, and I did that years ago. There's so many things I've already done you guys don't know about. It's crazy. I don't know what you think I've been doing my whole life. Penbaker, I think is his name. I get this question a lot too. What do you do for self-care? Everything I do is self-care. Like everything I do. My entire life is... I see the time. My entire life is at this point in stage, and for a long time now, has been centered on self-care. So everything I do, literally everything I do throughout the day, it has to be curated for my care, because I get frazzled when I'm not doing things that I really want to do, and when I'm not doing things that make me happy, I can feel it in my body. And it doesn't feel good. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of, I'm just doing this because, or I don't want to be here, but I'm here anyway. Like, I don't like those feelings. And so I don't do things that make me feel that way. Ergo, everything I do is then essentially then becomes self-care, because I'm constantly thinking about the way this is going to make my body, mind feel, how it's going to affect me emotionally, physiologically, so on and so forth. So everything I do is self-care. I do it all day. I don't like men very much. Like, here's the thing about men that I don't like in general. Every man is different, right? But some of you just don't know what to say. So you say like really stupid stuff because you're really socially awkward. You might have like a little autism. You might have a little Asperger's, be on the spectrum or whatever. But a lot of you don't know. Some of you just aren't emotionally mature. So you just don't know what to say, right? So you just say like the weirdest things. And the women are like, what? And that's what makes me not like you. That's one of the many things that makes me not like you. It's part of the reason why we just choose the bear, because we're tired. So, I don't know. I just want to say that real quick. Because sometimes, and listen, it's fine. It's fine. I understand. It's weird. You don't have to say to me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like any of the women you've ever met before. I'm also me. So you're like, oh, what do I say? I don't know how to talk to her. And women are like this in person too. Like they'll say little stupid things in person because they don't know how to like approach a pretty girl or a smart girl or a woman, by the way, who is maybe really honestly out of his league. And then he'll just be like, bleh, and say something really stupid. And then we're just like, ew. Anyway, just want to say, guys, I don't know. I just want to say that you guys are kind of stupid sometimes. Not all of you, but some of you are just very awkward. And it comes off as autism. it comes off acoustic. And it could be that too. And I'm saying that also too because I was talking to my psychologist about this the other day. I believe, and we've been talking about it, and I have to see a psychiatrist now to really figure it out. Not only do I have the anxiety disorder, and I think that there's some ADHD there a little bit, but I do think I may have a touch of adult autism because what I realized is that I'll be saying things that to me are not rude at all, but because I'm so straightforward and I don't always show emotion when I talk, people just assume I'm being mean all the time. And I'm just like, I'm not being mean. Like, you asked me a question, I answered your question. Like, I have no, like, sometimes I don't have the thing and I don't realize it. And nor do I care. I literally don't care. Like, I said the information. You asked me this and this, and I answered the question. Why do I have to emote and make you feel comfortable in the answers? Why can't I just answer the fucking question? So, there's a term for it called ADHD, ADHD, where it's kind of like autism, ADHD. And then there's a pipeline, by the way, and I got to go into my other live. But there's a pipeline, by the way, between those of us who were in academically talented classes. Mine was called CATS, Class of Academically Talented Students. So there's a pipeline they're discovering between the young children who are above their usual grade level. So they put us in these special class. Anybody else had this? They put you in a special class for the really smart kids, and you were just separate from the other kids. So you grew up realizing you were smarter than everybody else, number one. And then number two, for some reason, I got to look at the study again, but they're discovering this pipeline that the kids who were those academically talented students, labeling people, yes, I do love labeling people. Like, yes, I do. I label everything. Everybody, yes, I love labeling. You're right. Is that okay? Okay. But because I grew up being special and different and in the smart class, right? It was like, you're so smart, you can't be with these other kids. Okay. That brain thing, they're aligning it now with the ADHD, adult autism. Like they're aligning it now with these things, which I find really interesting. Yeah, the gifted and talented. Yeah, that whole gifted, talented, different school, different classes. Our classes weren't even in the building. They built a special structure for us and brought in like university level teachers. Yeah, to teach us things, which is why I was out to dinner with somebody the other night. They're like, how do you know so much? I'm like, I don't know. I know I read a lot, obviously, and I pay attention a lot and I process things differently, and I've always been super smart. But anyway, that kind of draws a line to the fact that we think there's probably some ADHD autism there. So when I say some of you guys might have autism and stuff, that I'm just saying, just based on how some of the comments you make, I'm not making fun of you, I'm just saying I've noticed that, because sometimes I'll say something and somebody will think I'm weird. I'm not weird. I'm just saying the thing that's in my brain. Okay, I have to go. I'm going to hop over to the subscriber live now and take questions over there. If you're a subscriber, I'll see you in a minute or so. If you're not a subscriber, I'm not telling you to subscribe. I'm just saying that's where I'm going to be. So
I'm just, all right. Love you guys. I am going over there now. Okay. I'll miss you. I'll miss you. The subscriber thing here in my thing, my Instagram subscription. It's new. It's our first day. We're having our first little quiet meetup without all these extra people. It's going to be a small group of people. We're going to have so much fun. What do you mean where? The subscription. I gotta go. I'm late. Okay, I'm late. I gotta go. I can't keep my girlies waiting. It's my Instagram subscription. It's new. It's our first day. We're trying to get the rules down pat. Listen, no weird men allowed. Oh my God, right? Can you imagine if we're in a subscription and it's just weird men in there being weird? And we're like, why did we do this? Now we're just trapped with the weird men. Hopefully, okay. Hopefully that won't happen. Thank you guys for the last half hour. I gotta go to my subscription live now. If you're a subscriber, I'll see you in a sec. If you're not a subscriber, I'm not telling you to subscribe. I'm just saying that's where I'll be. Love you. Bye.